Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel again. You know it's bad when Meri Brown won't even mention Robyn's name anymore. That's precisely what transpired during a Friday night with Friends livestream back in March. I cannot believe I skipped over this one when it first aired. It seems like I've been out of touch with Sister Wives drama, but this particular moment definitely stood out. When someone asked her about Robyn, Mary's whole tone changed. She got defensive. And what she said? Ouch. She replied, "What would I know about my ex and his wife? Not Robyn, just the wife." That's some bitter coldness right there. You could sense the salt in that line. This is from the same woman who waited all those years for Kody, even when their marriage was on the rocks. She waited, hoping it would work out, pretending everything was fine. And all the while, Robyn was the good friend, making Meri believe they were close, that they were best friends, trying to keep the family intact. Even went so far as to when Meri was willing to assist Kody in marrying Robyn so he could adopt her children. She really believed in this family they were attempting to create. Robyn would sob and explain how much Mary's commitment meant to her, how much of a sacrifice she was making. And Meri continued to cling, thinking there was still a future. But then things began to change. Meri confessed that she was still holding on to something that no longer existed. She said she was attempting to cling, but now it was time to release. That line, "It's not fair to either of us," demonstrated how intensely alone she'd felt all those years, even when being technically a member of the family. And then there was the official breakup scene at Coyote Pass. The strangest thing? They hadn't actually been together for years by that time. They hardly saw each other except for when they were filming. Mary's spoken freely about how Robyn never made an effort. No texts, no invitations, no calls to check in. There wasn't any real connection anymore. Nevertheless, in that conversation, Robyn cried like they were losing something tangible. And Meri? She just sat there and told him, nothing's going to change in our relationship, because nothing did. The relationship had been deceased for a very long time. In retrospect, it's apparent that Meri was devoted to the concept of the family well past the time the reality had diminished. But when she finally walked away, she also realized Robyn's friendship for what it truly was: distant, unpredictable, and perhaps never real. There wasn't any genuine friendship between Meri and Robyn, if there ever was one. Meri had given up everything in her life so Robyn could have precisely what she desired. She sacrificed her marriage, she abandoned her home, she relocated to Vegas, then relocated again to Flagstaff. She even gave Robyn money for a down payment on a house. It was like she gave up her whole life and said, "Here, take it. It's yours." And what did she have to show for it? Robyn spent money like money was unlimited, and behaved as if she was entitled to all of it, like it was automatically hers. For years, we saw Meri stand up for her every step of the way. Whatever Robyn did, Meri would play devil's advocate, always looking for the best in her. She never pointed out the red flags, never doubted Robyn's intentions. She just kept defending her. So now, to hear Meri call Robyn my ex's wife, not even naming her, it's like seeing someone finally come out of years of denial. That hit hard. She's not pretending. Robyn's not family. She's just some other person Meri used to know. Watching Meri talk like that, I couldn't help but think, this is the Meri I wish we'd seen a decade ago. This version of her, candid and direct, finally seeing things for what they truly are. Think about how different things might have been if she'd let herself feel this intensely a decade ago. Then Meri said something that really resonated with me. She was like, "I'm divorced. I don't know or care what happens with my ex and his wife." She made it very clear. She's not a part of their lives anymore. They don't see each other. They're not linked. She's out. Done. And still, they keep asking her questions, as if she's somehow still attached to them. She even said in jest that the paparazzi likely know more about her than she does. It was humorous and depressing, because the fact is, she really doesn't know anything. She's not pretending to be distant. She's experiencing it. Someone even asked if Robyn was pregnant. And Meri just laughed it off like, how would I know? She doesn't know about dolls, pregnancies, or anything else that's happening in Robyn's life. That book is closed. Shut tight even. At one time, she said, "My dog is the person in my life now." And really, that says it all. It causes me to question, when did it finally register for her? When did Meri see that Robyn had been stringing the entire thing along the entire time? Had perhaps Robyn was pulling the strings, playing it cool, dangling Meri on with emotional breadcrumbs? Robyn even said this during the breakup, "I was hanging on with you," as if it was some kind of great sacrifice. But looking back, that line feels like another way to keep Meri emotionally tethered. Robyn kept insisting, "I don't want this family without you," over and over again, like she was saying it just enough to keep Meri from walking away completely. Robyn used to say things like, "You're part of this family. This family is yours as much as it is mine and Kody's." She always made it like she wasn't in a relationship with Kody alone, but with Meri as well. Like the three of them were all connected to one mutual emotional connection. She would always push Kody to keep some sort of contact with Meri, making him call her, telling him to make her feel noticed, like she still existed. But in real life, it was another means of keeping Meri hanging on. Kody was a part of it as well. He kept Meri strung along, just close enough to remain invested, but never close enough to be loved. He offered her glimpses of hope, never completely cutting Meri loose, never completely committing. And Meri remained, hoping, believing, attempting. But she's gone now. She split in early 2023, and it's been roughly 2 years since then. And during that period, she's made a distinction, a sharp line between the past and present. She doesn't communicate with them. She doesn't engage. She doesn't even refer to them by name. Kody is now my ex. Robyn, she's the wife. It's not distancing, it's disconnect. Complete and utter. Of course, people are curious, especially about things such as those dolls. But Meri, she doesn't know anything about that. She said it herself. It was Mykelti who spoke up, saying she knows why Robyn collects dolls and thinks it's harmless. But Meri clearly isn't in the loop. She also doesn't know if Robyn is pregnant. And honestly, you could tell those questions hit a nerve. And you can see why they would. Meri has been fighting fertility for a long, painful time. Robyn enters the family and gives birth to 2 kids. Meri never gave birth again after her first child. So think about being asked if your ex-wife is pregnant. It's insensitive and invasive. Those kinds of questions are more than uncomfortable. They hurt. There are some things you don't ask people, and for Meri, this is one of them. What is most striking in all of this is how utterly she has distanced herself. She doesn't shoot with them. She doesn't converse with them off camera. Even at tell-alls, they don't actually interact. The only time that is known that they were recently in the same room together was at Garrison's memorial. At the National Guard ceremony in Nevada, Janelle and Christine sat on the same side as Kody and Robyn. But Meri? Across the aisle, completely apart. That, more than anything, said it all. She's finished. Emotionally, spiritually, relationally, finished. Since she left, the only person Meri says she really stays in contact with is Janelle. She's made that clear. But Robyn? No communication, no interaction, no relationship remains. And although they ever did share a family, even a child, the connection no longer exists. Whatever had brought them together in the past has disintegrated, and Meri, at last, has left all of that behind. And that's where Leon is. It's obvious now. There's not even a coming together of theirs when it's a milestone event in Leon's life. No mutual involvement to be seen, no apparent engagement. That is telling. You'd think, at the very least, that having a child together would require some level of communication, even if it's minimal and strictly about logistics. But Meri? She's made it crystal clear. She knows nothing about Kody and Robyn anymore. They're not a part of her life. Not emotionally, not practically, not in any way. She doesn't know about the dolls. She doesn't know about the pregnancies. She doesn't know what's going on in their world. And she doesn't want to. They're just no longer her people. That was an epiphanic thought. And then something else that was particularly fascinating occurred Robyn actually did sign over the property. On March 26th, she officially handed it all over. And then, the very next day, Meri uploaded something raw and emotional to her Instagram. She wrote about sitting in the discomfort, about staying calm in the unknown, about leaning into the pain rather than fleeing. She wrote about the painful, ugly process of release and working through accumulated trauma. That post resonated differently after we heard the timing. That Robyn had actually signed the papers. It was as though that moment released Meri, as though her healing could begin at last. And if you think about it, it's kind of crazy that it took months for Robyn to commit to something so simple, while Meri and Janelle just sat there, waiting. No news, no phone calls, nothing. It's more than frustrating. Robyn and Kody had essentially shut everyone out, leaving the rest of the family to drift in limbo. I truly can't imagine what that was like. To be drawn into something so poisonous and drawn out, all while being iced out by the same individuals that are making the mess. So now, the relationship doesn't exist. Meri doesn't talk to Robyn. She doesn't see her. She doesn't know her, which makes it extremely awkward to be on the same reality show. To have to sit and watch scenes of your ex and his wife, people who hardly acknowledge you, act out their own version of reality on television, week in and week out. Meri has said she doesn't do scripted content. She speaks her truth. But she's hinted that others, especially Kody and Robyn, might not be so authentic. And if that's the case, then everything she sees on that screen is just another performance, another layer of betrayal. It's no surprise that watching those scenes stirs up pain. Sometimes Kody will say things, or Robyn will make comments, and you can just see Meri's face change. See her feel it even now. But honestly, I don't know how she does it. To share airtime with people you no longer know, people you don't even talk to, that's brutal. And the show just keeps going. 20 weeks last fall, more episodes coming this year. It's a cycle that doesn't seem to end. Will they ever speak again? Will Robyn ever apologize? Honestly, I doubt it, but I'll say this. I'm glad Meri's out. I'm glad she's standing her ground, drawing that line. Because sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is, I don't know her. That's not just a rejection. That's a full stop. That's, you don't get to be in my life anymore. And let's be real. Christine tried to tell her. Christine knew who Robyn really was. She tried to warn her. And yeah, Meri might have had her issues with Christine, but looking back, maybe it's time she admitted Christine was right. Honestly, Christine saw it all along. She had Robyn pegged from the very beginning. While everyone else was still trying to hold the family together, Christine was the one quietly watching it fall apart. She knew the dynamics. She understood what was really going on beneath the surface. And now, we're all seeing the truth come out in real time. So, what do you think about Meri's reaction? Were you surprised by how cold and distant she was? Or are you just relieved she's finally done pretending? Do you think there's still more to be revealed as new episodes roll out? I feel like we're just scratching the surface here, and the layers are still peeling back. Let's talk about it in the comments. I really want to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you found it insightful or relatable. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit that button and ring the bell so you don't miss any updates as we follow this wild journey. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.